Alright guys, and welcome to another episode of Everyday EDC. I have been waiting for this one solely because it is such a unique, just showpiece. This isn't, well, we'll get into it. But today we have an unboxing video for you. I know what this is, but I'm going to let you guys read the thumbnail because you guys don't already know what it is. That's why you're here. You want to see it, whatever. Alright. Oh, shocker, shocker, we got a Civivi, everybody. And like I said, I know what this is, so I'm kind of just cutting through the suspense because we got something at the end of this. So this is friggin' huge. If anybody has any idea what this is, because it's already huge, do it in the comments before I talk about it. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, this thing's friggin' huge. So to jump into it, this, ladies and gentlemen, this typical Civivi cloth, nice little backspace, blah, 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 typical Civivi, don't eat me, that type of stuff, is the Civivi Bullmastiff. Jeez. I knew this knife would make me laugh, but just seeing it in person is hilarious. That is the frickin' Bullmastiff. To put that into perspective, just so you guys can see it, look at that. Oop, trying not to cut myself while I'm showing you guys this stuff. The thing is massive. Alright. Now we knew this thing was going to be massive upon arrival. It just, in your hand, it's different. So I'm going to get my first impressions. First impressions of this knife is typical Civivi with that forward finger choil. It is a decent ergo feel. Look at how big that handle is. That thing is massive. It's got a deep carry pocket clip, which seems a little redundant considering this thing is stupid. So you guys can hear that. Obviously the action on it is great. So drop shutty. Look at that. It's not the action. Don't mistake that for fantastic detent and action, okay? Not saying it's not, but that is because that blade weighs 1,500 pounds. So as I said, the ergos, very nice. Very nice. The action on it, as you would expect, pretty darn good. The one thing I am noticing is you can do the forward finger flick, the Spidey flick, with this right here. I forgot what those called, but you can do the forward finger flick with that, but if you fail, it's going to come right back down on your frickin' finger. So, know that ahead of time. Well, sometimes it will, especially if you oil this up. It's going to come right back down and get you. That's kind of dangerous, but this knife is more of a novelty in my eyes. I already have a buddy that's taking it off my hands for me, so I'm kind of getting this for the review and for the tournament, and then it's going to go to him. I have no intentions of keeping this thing. It's I can't put it into perspective. But I am for you guys. I'm going to put it into perspective, and I'm going to do a review on this knife right out of the box. The reason I'm going to do that is because we already know what this knife is. I don't need to carry this knife with me on a daily basis to tell you that it's freaking huge. You know, it's a giant cleaver blade from Civivi, which is really cool. I need to show you guys how big this thing truly is. So, that's what she said. All right. So to put this into perspective, the overall length from what we're seeing here is almost exactly 9 inches. Blade length, I could have sworn on the website it was under 4 inches. This blade length is coming right in at 4 inches. Now the usable cutting length, the usable cutting on this is about 3 3/4. Okay, right? The blade width at its maximum width is 1 3/4 inches. The width of the handle, or the height rather, is about 1 1/4 inches. And then we'll get into the rest of it here in a second. Let's let that resonate. This thing's a 9-inch long, tipped the butt of the knife 9 inches long. the blade, I know it says it's not, but to me, measuring from tip to the base of the handle, or the top of the handle, I'm seeing 4 inches. Now, let us give you an on-site weight. It's not super heavy, but it's kind of heavy, okay? Yeah, let's see here. Tear this guy out. All right. So if you guys can't see that, which that's coming in at 5.61 ounces. So again, not massive, but big enough. Why am I leaving the scale and not the knife out there? What the hell? What the hell, Tyler? Yeah, I guess we'll keep with the specs here so you guys can see them, but all right. So let's start off with the stock thickness of the blade at a nice 150 thousandths. And that's looks like it's all the way through, which is kind of cool. You know, it's 150 thousandths all the way through. The behind the edge thickness, if I can get this, it's looking at about 30 thousandths right there. Let's see if I go up a little bit more. About 30 thousandths behind the edge. The handle width is 0.52 inches. So it's not, it is, for the size of this knife, it's sleek. And I use that relative to a lot of things. This thing is sleek for the size. Is it a sleek knife? By no friggin' means, but it is sleek for the size. Do a hardware check. What the hell do I got in there? T10? Sorry. I don't remember what I was doing with the T10. I think I was adjusting my Mannix. So we'll go with T8. T8 right here. Once again, everything is T8 except for the pocket clip. The pocket clip's coming in at T6. This thing's just hilarious. If you guys want a novelty knife, like I know this guy at work that's maybe 105 pounds wet, and he carries knives that are like this. It's like, I'm surprised. Yeah, anyways, so let's get into some size comparisons for you guys. Let's start out with my patented crappy Civivi Elementum that I jacked up. It looks cool, but I jacked it up. So that is the backlash in the Elementum. Let's see if I can move this a little bit closer to show you guys. All right, let's show them out. So it's a good perspective there for those of you Civivi guys that recognize these. This knife dwarfs the backlash. Not just in length, in everything. God, I love my backlash. The Civivi Elementum on top of the Bullmastiff. Obnoxious. Absolutely obnoxious. Hilarious. I will do my Mannix 2. What the hell? And my PM2, which, as to steal a line from Metal Complex, they have super awkward carry profiles that nobody complains about. I want to spend a second on these. Obviously, if you look at the size. Oh, jeez. All right, so I want to show the carry profile so that you guys can see what the hell this does. The Paramilitary 2. Let's see if I can do it right. Everybody says the Paramilitary 2 carries weird. Look at this friggin' blade. This thing is a pocket dominator for sure. Even my Mannix. Mannix is a big knife, but look at that. This thing's gonna dominate your pocket. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. If you choose to carry this on an everyday basis, A, that's not a knife, but B, You're not going to put anything else in your pocket. Just to confirm for my own sake. Yes, I'm wearing basketball shorts, but I've carried every other knife in my basketball shorts, and that thing, it overtakes your pocket. I want to do a comparison here, which is a knife that I haven't reviewed yet, but it's similar, right, in theory. Here is the Rat 1. Here's the CRJB Crag. I thought the Crag was freaking big, okay? I got the Crag in. It doesn't fit in my knife case. This thing is just huge. Look at this. It's like... I mean... yeah. And just... yeah. Here's the Rat 1. So those of you familiar with the Rat 1, it is relative. It's relative in length. So short of that protruding tip, the handle length is about the same, but the protruding tip definitely has a beat. And last but not least, this wouldn't be a fair comparison showing without the Mini Bullmastiff. Now, those of us that thought the Mini Bullmastiff, and just because you're out, and I like showing you off, you're in my pocket all the time now. I thought the Mini Bullmastiff was obnoxiously large in a small package. Once again, that's what she said. But, I mean, the carry profile on the Mini Bullmastiff, you know, is the same as the carry profile in the regular Bullmastiff, with the exception that one's mini, one's not, right? I mean, that's the difference. It's a massive, massive difference. Even my kid's laughing at it. He's like, that's obnoxious. Yeah. So I know I typically carry knives for as much as possible before I review them. But this one did not need to be carried. I have no intentions of carrying this on a regular basis. Not because I hate the knife. I love the novelty of it. It is just out of my realm of wants. I don't want to carry that. And it's nothing against the knife. I mean, this knife isn't meant to be a every man's knife. This knife is definitely meant for those that love that butcher style blade, want something obnoxious. See, I almost chopped my fingers off again. The blade shape's great. It's pretty slicey behind the edge. I've used the Bullmastiff, which the blade shape's essentially the same. And let's do this for the sake of doing it. The blade stock on the Bullmastiff is coming in at 110 thousandths, and this was 150 thousandths. Okay, I know I'm doing it upside down, but the behind the edge thickness of the Bullmastiff is coming in at, it looks like 20 thousandths, which I'm not awesome at getting this. I'm doing my best here. Yeah, 20 thousandths, and I believe this was coming in at 30 thousandths behind the edge, which isn't awful. I mean, it's not awful, especially considering the size difference. Does this thing feel like a tank? No, it does not. It feels like an obnoxiously large knife, but it still is Civivi quality with the G10 scales. You know, it's the liners are milled out to reduce some of the weight. It's not, and of course it has an ambidextrous clip. Ambidextrous, fuck. Clip, but it's hey, we're doing a video over here. Shh. Zip it. Hey, it's not gonna work, but it doesn't feel like tanky. Like my Manix 2. I mean, this is solid. This feels like a solid piece. I don't feel like I'm gonna break this. I feel like if you use this knife for what, and I'm not saying that it is, but I feel like if you use it for what it looks like it could be used for, taking out baton and whatever you do, I don't feel like it's going to hold up as well as some of the thicker, more solid knives. But that's with all Civivis. I mean, I'm not saying Civivi's a weak knife. I'm not saying that it's a weaker knife or anything of that nature. It's just the materials that it's built out of and the thin liner locks. I think by virtue of the fact that this blade's heavier, it's going to put more stress on those liners. And, I mean, I guess that goes for prying and stuff, but I don't know. I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying that I think it's weak. I'm just saying that I think for what you think this knife should do, I think you're going to fall short if you try to go to the extreme with it. Once again, not knocking it, because the novelty of this is hilarious and awesome. But I'm throwing it out there that I do believe, even the CRGB Krag, this feels solid. Mainly, why? Because you got these G10 handles that feel... they just feel a little different. But there's no milling on the inside, right? So it feels like one solid chunk. And a solid chunk on a butcher knife, I feel like, or a butcher blade rather, I feel like is what you would expect. And with the milled out liners, I've never noticed it in another knife. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in your hands with the milled out liners, this does not feel, it just doesn't feel balanced, I guess. But look at the balance. I mean, the balance is pretty good. I don't know. The milled out liners to me, with how big that handle is, doesn't feel like a solid chunk. Like the Krag, I'm not saying the Krag's better either. I'm just saying the knife for what it does. I've droned down along. You get the point. The knife for what it looks like does not feel like what it feels like in your hand. It feels good. It feels like if you wanted to carry this on an everyday basis and you were content carrying a freaking knife that's going to scare the living shit out of everybody, yeah, do it. I love the novelty of it. It's a hilariously awesome knife. So I didn't go over the blade steel, and I don't even know what it is off the top of my head. Sorry guys, trying to look. You guys will not be able to see that. You can see it, but you probably can't see it. Okay, you can. 9CR 18 MOV. If you guys have been paying attention to my channel at all, I actually like 9CR 18 MOV over the D2. It's a little bit easier to sharpen, and it's supposed to be a little bit more corrosion resistant. That being said, it's supposedly also less edge retentive, and which thus in the knife community making it a lesser steel. Take that for what you will. I guess let's do a cut test just because we're here. God, this feels so dangerous. Nice and sharp, right? I mean, it does the job. Once again, if you like the novelty large knives, this is the knife for you. This thing's hilarious and awesome. The ergos on it are great. I don't feel you getting fatigue when you're doing this. There's no real hot spots. You can feel the clip, but that's it. The deep carry pocket clip, in my opinion, is a little redonkulous because it is such a massive knife. I don't know why you want a deep carry when you're not going to put anything else in your pocket. Let's be realistic. That thing's going to dominate your pocket. All right, guys. That is my review of the Civivi Bullmastiff. I have one more Civivi review coming out. It is the Civivi Akia. I keep calling it that. Whatever you guys want to call it, I don't care. But that one does require a little bit more for me to carry to get a good review on, because when I opened it, I did not like it. The more I use it, the more I'm liking it. I hesitate to say that I'm kind of scared for the backlash in the Civivi battle for King Civivi, because it's matched up against my backlash for the first round. And coming in with the VG10 steel, anyways, I'm not giving it the review now. I'm just saying that when I opened the box, I did not like it. After I got to playing with the knife, using the knife, I like it a lot more. And I have a feeling that's going to continue to grow. So that's my last review that I got to get out there for you guys. The Civivi Akia. And then I will have every Civivi for the Quest for King Civivi in the books. I'm not going to be opposed to reviewing Civivis in the future. I've already said that on several occasions, but I want it to be known. I will review the new ones coming out, especially the hot ones coming out. But I'm moving on after the Quest for King Civivi to some of the other budget brands that are big names. CRJB, the Bestex, the QSPs. Those kind of get a little bit hairier because they have different tiers, whereas Civivi's all budget, CRJB's all budget. As usual, I'm also going to plug, I will be selling a majority of the Civivis when I'm done with this. So if you guys are interested, I'll give it to you for, if it's a $40 knife, I'll give it to you for like $30. If it's a $50 knife, I'll give it to you for $40. I'll knock $10 off of everything. Not a single knife has really been used. The only knife that I intend to sell potentially is the mini Bullmastiff, and I did sharpen this one once. I promise I'm getting better at sharpening, and I'll put a much better edge on it before it goes out. So if you guys are interested, email me, message me on the comments, that's fine. I probably don't intend to sell these, though, probably for about another month. I got a little bit of work to do with these. But what that's going to do is that's going to pay, the proceeds from that are going right back into the channel for the CRJBs, for the QSPs, for the Best Techs, everything that I intend to buy going forward. I'm going to use the finances that I've gotten from the Civivis, and I'm going to sell back to kind of fund that. So just a little plug there. If you're interested, let me know. You guys have already seen everything I got, and I will put a list of the things that I am going to sell. If you guys are interested in something that I said I'm not going to sell, talk to me about it. We'll see what I'm going to do. Right now, I'll do a quick what's in my pocket. I've been carrying my Mannix 2 everywhere, and my Falcon. I've been carrying those two everywhere. So it's not that I'm not into Civivis or I'm not going to keep them. It's just that these two have been in my pocket more times than not, and I only see myself really keeping my Backlash. Everything else, I don't know that I'm going to sell. This guy, if anybody's interested in this custom one, I say custom like it's cool. No. The acid wash finish, the dyed blades, you know, my first attempt at doing a knife like that. If you're interested in the Elementum for that, I will knock off a ton of money for that because I'm not going to try to upsell any of this. I screwed up the centering, and the action's not as good as it was. Keep that in mind if you are interested. But I will be parting ways with that. I think, what are the Elementums? $50? I'll give that away for 20. You know, that type of thing. But otherwise, if I don't sell it, I won't be terribly mad. Anyways, just plugging that out there because that's going to keep the channel going forward. And I want to keep doing new things for you guys and keeping it interesting. Last plug, and then I'm out. The next video I do intend to do that I'm putting a lot of time into is I'm going to do a lot of time and research into different steels. I have a generic overview of what they are, but being an aluminum foundry guy, I love the chemistry of the steel. I love knowing how it interacts with each other and what they actually do. I'm going to be putting together a lot of the mainstream steels, some of them hopefully everybody's really heard of, and kind of putting charts out there to say, hey, this one holds an edge better than this. Anything you can find on Blade HQ. But I'm going to compile it and contrast the differences between, say, D2 and 9CR 18 MOV, and you guys are going to see what the pros and cons to each one are. It's just kind of a general learning video for everybody. I try to keep this channel, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none, right? I'm not going to be the best sharpener, I'm not going to be the best reviewer, but I want you guys to be able to be your one-stop shop for information regarding folding knives. So, and we'll keep it entertaining along the way. Wait, I already put the other knife away. What an idiot. Here. My name's been Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay out of... jack that one up. Stay safe, stay sharp. Don't catch corona. Wear your mask. Be respectful. All that happy horse crap, right? Love you guys. Thank you for watching.